Yay! Welcome to Slice of Disney, an awesome Disney theme park YouTube video.
And podcast. Yeah, welcome. Thanks everybody for coming around.
Yay! Please excuse my very sultry voice this early afternoon. I was recording something and lots of screaming, and now I sound like this. I was like, "Hey, Will."
Yeah, I kind of prefer it. Keeps you a little subdued, not as animated, not as loud, and that's perfect for me.
Yes, welcome to Slice of Disney, an awesome Disney theme park podcast.
All right, well now you're just trying too hard.
That's gonna be our intro from now on. I feel like I'm like that Delilah. You know what I'm talking about?
Sure, yeah, why not? Delilah did you ever listen to that? Did you listen to like radio late at night as a kid?
I don't know why I know of it, so I might have, but I know of it, but I don't know how I know it.
Yeah, I listened to that. I listened to Casey Kasem's top 40 and like really cared about which songs were going to make the top 5 or whatever. I mean, this was when I was like, I don't know, 8 or 10. So like, I didn't have passionate beliefs. It was just like, oh, that song I recognize. I hope it stays at number 1. The Backstreet Boys one is great, Casey Kasem, what a guy.
You're probably like sneaking, like I'm up past my bedtime, like.
Oh, for sure, I was. 96.9.
Oof. Wow.
Electric 96.9. Shout out.
Boogie, boogie, boogie. Well, today we're doing this video on Big Thunder, and I'll be honest, it's straight up because we forgot to do a video.
Yeah.
We were both like, all of a sudden I was like, well, I don't think we ever did one.
Which is too bad because this is a really interesting ride and a really interesting episode. So like we wanted to make sure that we still did it because you can't miss out on Big Thunder.
Yes, so this was one where I struggle because I get like so invested in all of them and I get so excited and like the deeper I dive into them. And this one, when I was like, oh my God, like one, I didn't even know Big Thunder had a storyline.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Let alone 4.
And the fact that they're like dark and about ghosts haunting and like causing curses on people, like and like causing natural disasters to take over the town, like crazy things. But 2, it's like the start of it, the drama within the Imagineers. I mean, there was a lot going on.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I think it's one of the rides that I remember going on a few times, but not a lot. And the thing that really stuck out to me was the narratives that I had missed out on, and I really thought that they were pretty cool. And also, there's like some really wild kind of fun facts. I'll tease it a little bit that might involve kidney stones that you will have to listen to the podcast to hear all of it. That was shocking.
It doesn't make sense. It seems like, please listen to the episode. It's wild. Like it doesn't feel real. But this
yeah, but I mean scientifically tested, so I believe it, but it seems pretty strange.
Yeah, so when when I started researching, I was like, okay, cool, I'm going to start at the beginning because I'm going to talk about like the Wild West and like during the 50s, like people really loved that time period and Walt especially really loved it. And there was a whole, what Frontierland was. And then as I got into it, I was like, wait, there's so much. Okay, our episode is going to be like 4 hours long. I'm going to put all of that traction to its own. And there's all of these like different, there's like different land that never existed. Like they put so much work into it and then it never came to be. So I think there's a lot around this one that I'm excited to talk about in the future. But also once you get into the ride, it was like, it wasn't just we're slapping a roller coaster and putting it in this environment.
Yeah, that's true. That was one of the things that was surprising to me too. And I think it comes at an interesting point in the development of the parks. Yeah. And I think not even just with the development of the parks, but as much as like the cultural moment that I think America was going through, right? Because like a lot of this interest, as you said, really kind of comes around the Wild West and this fascination with the Wild West. But it also comes at a time that people are no longer really mythologizing that as much or using that as much as a big inspiration. In fact, that comes at a time when people are starting to look towards space too. And that's the thing that you bring up on the podcast, how like originally they were going to put it in one park and then like instead they're like, well, what about Space Mountain? And so right. You can see the interest of the public is shifting from the past towards the future and the other possibilities out there. But at the same time, they knew that they still wanted to do it. And I think, me personally, I feel like Big Thunder tends to be, look, I'm going to go, if you give me an option of going on Space Mountain or Big Thunder, I'm going to go on Space Mountain probably every time. And I think it kind of suffers from that as a whole, but there is this really rich developmental history and story and narrative to it that I think often gets overlooked. So I was glad that, you know, as you said, there's so much there that we do want to do like a second one just dedicated to like the land that could have been.
Yeah, I mean, and I hope that you guys like listen to it, and then next time you get to go to the parks, you can look for some of these storyline things, and then see. For me, this is a ride I go on almost every time. But if you made me choose between Space and Big Thunder, I would choose Space Mountain because I feel like it's more comparable to like Pirates. Like maybe I'd have to choose between Pirates and Big Thunder.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, the one is, you know, Space Mountain, which made it all the way to the end of our fantasy bracket.
Yeah. Oh, and funny enough, if you Pirates and Big Thunder have a lot more intertwined history than we thought.
Yeah, that is definitely true. Yeah, and that, you know, is pretty interesting too.
Yeah. So if you haven't checked it out yet, make sure to go listen and let us know what your thoughts are. And make sure to look out for next week's episode.
Yeah, and to make sure that you get alerted when next week's episode posts, smash that subscribe button because that helps us get to do more things. You have to have a certain amount of subscribers, you unlock some certain stuff on YouTube, and then we can start doing cool things.
It's like a video game.
Yeah, you know, like you unlock a video game that we can play on YouTube.
Wow, that would be cool.
Yeah, no, we actually would probably be able to like go live while we streamed playing Magic Mountain or Magic Kingdom.
We should do that. We should definitely, when we get back to LA, we should stream us playing Magic Mountain and everyone can laugh at me.
Yeah.
Will's like, I'm all for it.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's one of my favorite hobbies anyways.
All right, well, make sure to smash that subscribe button. Follow us wherever you subscribe to your podcast, and check us out on our social media platforms, which will be linked below. And then we'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.